Awesome, you're on. Okay, it should be good.
All right, can I get everyone's attention, please? Please? Okay. Can I have everyone stand up for the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance? Can everyone keep standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. All right, thank you. Thank you all for coming out to our Pima High School Veterans Assembly. We're grateful to have you all here. Before we get started, I have one statistic I'd like to share with you from World War II. During World War II, Pima lost 27 men to the war. More than half of those that age from Pima that served died. Pima had the most per capita loss in the United States. All right, we're gonna start off with speaker Morgan Russell, our junior class president. She's gonna talk about what is Veterans Day. And then we're gonna have musical number from PHS Band, and they're gonna play America the Beautiful.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are here to honor a very special group of people, our Veterans Day. Veterans Day is a time for us to recognize all the men and women who have served in the United States Armed Forces, in the Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard. Veterans Day began as Armistice Day, marking the end of World War I on November 11, 1918. The fighting stopped on the 11th hour of the 11th day in the 11th month. Later, in 1954, the name changed to Veterans Day to honor all American veterans, not just those from World War I. This day reminds us of the freedoms we have, the ability to go to school, speak our minds, and to live the way we choose. We were protected by the people who were willing to serve and sacrifice for our country. So as we celebrate Veterans Day, let's take a moment to thank the veterans of our community and remember that their courage and service are what kept our nation strong and free. Thank you, all veterans. We truly appreciate you.
Thank you so much. We would now like to recognize those who are serving or have served in each branch of the military. Will those who have served in the Army please stand up and be recognized? Thank you for your service. Let's now recognize those who served in the Marine Corps. Thank you for your service. Those who served in the Navy, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service. Will those who served in the Air Force please stand up and be recognized? Thank you for your service. Let's now recognize those who served in the Space Force. And now let's recognize those who served in the Coast Guard. Thank you all for your service. I am now going to turn the time over to Meryl DeCrow.
Good morning. I'm so glad to be here today. I have the opportunity to introduce our amazing speaker, Mr. Digger Odell. Digger graduated from Snowflake High School in 1966, and he went on to serve in the United States Marine Corps in Vietnam from July 1967 to August 1968, earning 2 Purple Hearts for his service. After returning home, he pursued education at Eastern Arizona College, Arizona State University, and Northern Arizona University. He dedicated 20 years to teaching special education and spent 50 years coaching high school and wrestling and football. Digger also served as principal in Pima for 14 years. He has his wife of 48 years, and they made their home in Pima until her passing in 2015. They raised 5 children, including a daughter who still lives in Pima, and he now has 6 great-grandchildren who also live in Pima and attend Pima schools. Digger has since remarried, retired, and currently resides in Mesa. Welcome, Mr. Digger Odell.
Thank you, Meryl. And it's great to be a Rough Rider. Great to be here. I am humbled and honored to be here today, and I would like to thank Mrs. Clayman and the Student Council for the invite to be here. I'm proud to be among so many veterans and salute all of you, and personally, thank you for your service and love of country. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here today to honor America's heroes, the veterans. These men and women are the strength of our communities. They have served in every branch of Americans' history and of Americans' military. After their service time, they return to their communities and towns to make a successful and productive life. When I was a youngster on Veterans Day, there was always a parade, and I understand that tomorrow there'll be a parade in Safford. But I was always at the parade when I was a youngster, and as the veterans walked down the parade route, they gave out red poppies. And why were they giving out red poppies? Well, red poppies was in remembrance of those who had died in the war. The red poppies were connected with World War I battlefields. After the devastation of the war, poppies bloomed across the torn landscapes of the Western Front. The poppy grew abundantly where soldiers had fought and fallen. The flower became a symbol to honor those who had sacrificed for the greater good. Wearing the poppy expressed gratitude and remembrance. By definition, a veteran is someone who has served in the U.S. military and has been discharged under honorable conditions. It's been said that the American veteran is someone who has written a blank check to the United States of America for and up to and including his or her life. America's been involved in 2 world wars. They have fought in Korea, young gentleman here from Korea, Vietnam, Mexico, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. 48 million of Americans have stepped up and served this great nation. Veterans have done their duty silently and without fanfare or recognition, traveling to all corners of the earth in the air, on land, or sea, doing whatever is needed to ensure the freedoms and liberties that we hold dear. Veterans are willing to sacrifice their tomorrows so that we can have our todays. No distance or task has ever or will ever deter the American veteran from performing his or her given mission or duty. At the Jefferson Memorial in Washington, D.C., on a curved wall, there is this message. It reads, "And for the support of this declaration, we pledge our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor." For 250 years, American veterans have sacrificed their honor, their fortunes, and even their lives in the defense of freedom and the American way to ensure our liberties and that we can live in the greatest nation on earth. And as the band just played, Catherine Lee Bates in the hymn, "America the Beautiful," sums up veterans and defines it this way. "Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life." There's 20 million American veterans living in this country presently. Heroes, each one of them. Where does America find these men and women who are willing to do so much for so many for so little? They're in communities, homes, and towns like Pima, in the Gila Valley, and the surrounding communities. While I was in Vietnam as a Marine, I walked and talked and shared my packages from home with one of those heroes. I'd like to tell you about a couple of the heroes that I know. When I was there, I worked on a hill called the Horseshoe. And about 300 yards down from the hill was a river, and every day we crossed that river as a group, as a patrol. We lost a man. So we'd been there 14 days, and we lost 14 men. 4 of them were radio operators, and so the day my patrol came out, the 9 of us was ready to go down the hill and do the patrol. The sergeant came and said, "Odell, you're the radio operator for today." And I said, "I'm not sure I know how to work this radio." He said, "Well, you push to talk and let go to listen. See ya." I asked, "Well, Sarge, where are we going? I want to know what we're doing." He said, "Oh, you'll know. We're going to the river." So it was not a friendly day. And the enemy had the idea that if they shot the squad leader first, everybody would run around without anybody in charge. Then if they shot the radio operator next, he couldn't call in help. And then finally, if they shot the machine gunner, they had more firepower than the whole platoon did. So that was the order of the day for the enemy. We got down the hill, crossed the river. I was waist deep in the river, and there were 3 men already on the other side of the river trying to protect us as we crossed. Right in the middle of the river, the squad leader was in front of me, about from here to that young gentleman right there, and they opened up on us. The 3 on that side went down. The squad leader went down, face down, and I was right there by myself. I'd been hit, but I grabbed the squad leader by the collar and drug him off the water and tried to hide behind a little bush about the size of this microphone. I was worried because they'd already done number 1 and number 2 of their things. So next was the machine gunner who was standing behind me. Well, I was hollering into this radio, "Help, help, help, we've been hit, we've been hit, we've been hit." And it went back to the hill up where we were at, and my friend, my hero, was up there making sandbags at the communication bunker. And he heard that I was hit. He threw down his sandbag, grabbed his rifle, and told those other 4 Marines that was with him, "Let's go down the hill. We got to get Odell. He's wounded." That's my hero. That's what a veteran does, looks out for the other man. He came down that, pulled us out of that ammo, out of that ambush. That's why I'm here today. The second hero lived right here in Pima. He and his three brothers went to Pima High School. He was a student body president, a football player, and a wrestler who I had the privilege of coaching for his high school career. After graduation, Sam Crockett enlisted in the Army and was schooled in the fine art of disarming bombs and landmines. His unit was sent to Afghanistan in 2013. On one of the patrols, his team of 40 landed their helicopter in a field near a village. Upon exiting the helicopter, the men spread out to go through the village. As they neared the village, a woman ran towards Sam's position and detonated a bomb, injuring the lead two men. Upon seeing the blast, the other men started moving from the field towards the village so they could render help. Their movement set off several landmines, injuring more men. Their leader down, Sam now, who was the only lone mine disarming specialist, quickly moved ahead of all of them and began clearing a path towards the first wounded. Upon reaching the wounded man, Sam carried him back to the cleared field, and for 3 hours, Sam went back and forth through the field to the village, clearing a path to each wounded man and carrying him to safety. Yes, 4 soldiers were killed that day and 14 wounded, but 36 were saved by the efforts and actions of Mr. Sam Crockett from Pima, Arizona. For his actions, the Army awarded Sam Crockett of Pima the Silver Star, the Army's 3rd highest award ever. But recently, this award has been upgraded to the Distinguished Service Cross, which is the 2nd highest award for Army personnel, only short of the Medal of Honor. When presenting this award, the General said, "Good soldiers and good people come from small towns where they raised right." That's Pima, Arizona. I'm reminded of a scene from Tom Hanks' movie, Saving Private Ryan, where the gray-haired man kneels at the crosses in Flanders Field, and he says, "Have I led a good life? Have I been worthy of their sacrifice?" I ask myself occasionally, have I been worthy of their sacrifices, those veterans? Thank you very much, veterans. Veterans, your lives, your examples, your contributions have been a tribute to those who have gone before. Each of us in our own way will help keep America great. On this Veterans Day, ladies and gentlemen in the audience, don't be shy. If you see one of these veterans today, tomorrow, or any day, shake their hands. Tell them thanks. Let us remember how and who has preserved our liberties and freedoms. Let us cherish that gift by remembering that freedom isn't free. Thank you, vets. As Lee Greenwood would say, there ain't no doubt. I love this land. God bless America. Thank you, veterans.
Thank you so much. We will end with another musical number by Zoe Brown, Jossie Burke, Jenna Smith, Scarlett Wittrell, Alyssa Amaro, and Nick DeRusha, and they will be singing Traveling Soldier.
Past 18, he was waiting for the bus in his army green. Sat down in a booth in a cafe there, gave his order to a girl with a bow in her hair. He's a little shy, so she gave him a smile, and he said, "Would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? I'm feeling a little low." She said, "I'm off in an hour and I know where we can go." Went down and they sat on the pier. Said, "I think she got a boyfriend, but I don't care. I got no one." They said, again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, a soldier's coming, I cried, never gonna hold the hand of another guy. Too young for him, they told her, waiting for the love of a traveling soldier. Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again, never more to be alone. When the letter said, the soldier's coming home.
Thank you for that. And thank you all for coming out. That's all we got.